I'm in Lander, trying to hitch out now. Got in yesterday. Spent the night because I was waiting for shoes and a new tent in the post office. Ate a bunch of food. Now it's about 120 miles down to Rawlins, and then another 80 or so, and I'm out of Wyoming. So I just had the absolute worst hitch at a Lander. This guy pulled over, and at first with hitches it's hard to get a read for people. You know, until you're talking to them for a little bit, but after a couple miles you can tell this guy's drunk, and he just starts going off immediately about gay people, and it's, you know, he doesn't care how people live their lives and it doesn't bother him, but he's married and blah blah blah, completely unprompted. And then he's going on and on about how big my legs are, and he's trying to touch my beard, and he keeps touching my shoulder and reaching over and like patting me on the chest as he rambles on drunkenly. He's making all sorts of these weird comments. Like, it's clear his intention. He wants sexual, you know, activity, but he's trying to couch it in this way that drunk people do, as, oh, it's all a joke and haha, and but that's the only subject he's on the entire time. And I'm just telling him, like, no, like, that's fine. I don't care what other people do, but that is not what I am interested in. And I just need to be dropped off up here. And he's, yeah, I'm having to tell him to pay attention to the road. And there's really nowhere, you know, when you're on that highway, you're doing like 60, 70, you can't just get out of the car. So I made him drop me off here at the road to South Pass City. Just walking the road to South Pass City, and then I'll rejoin the CDT here. But yeah, that was completely inappropriate, and I felt pretty tense. I was getting ready to, you know, I didn't know what he was gonna try. A couple points I thought he was gonna try and pull off into some random road, or so I left my bear spray in Lander because there's no more grizzly bears. Need to pick up some pepper spray, but my plan was to fight him and stab him with the trekking poles and do whatever. Wouldn't be that hard to subdue a drunk guy. So that is one benefit of being a guy, bigger guy. You know, women on trail have a lot more issues with just idiots like that. You know, they think just because you're out hitchhiking that, well, I guess they do see you as vulnerable. So then these assholes prey on people like that. But, well, turned out all right. I'm back out here, away from that idiot. But not a good experience. And, but it's very infrequent. I've had a couple hitches with people that were drinking or drunk. Never been sexually harassed like that. So pretty rare occurrence. But still, hitchhiking, probably one of the more dangerous aspects of trail life, just because roads involved and you never know who you're gonna meet. So this is South Pass City. This is a historic little mining town, and now there's a state park here, and they actually hold hiker packages. I had stuff sent here last time. But it is all closed up for the season. Lots of antelope. This is gonna be the view for the next 3 days. So there are more antelope in Wyoming than there are people. That is the Wind River Range where I came from a couple days ago. More antelope. I guess this is part of the old Oregon Trail. This is Mormon Spring. Water in the basin can be kind of hard to come by sometimes. Perk of this late season hiking is that the basin is a lot more pleasant than when CDT hikers normally go through it. So the Great Basin stretches from Lander down past Rollins, and it's just this flat sagebrush land. There's basically no tree cover through any of it, and if you're coming through in like August time, you get really hot in here. You have to carry a lot more water, and the sun would be relentless. But this time of year, the sun is actually pleasant. Without it, it would be pretty cold. And I can make it through these 15-20 mile water carries with just really 2 liters of water. Just drink a bunch of water at the source and then carry 2 liters and can make it through. So that actually makes things a lot easier. So I'll take these little small benefits where I can. So just slipped in that mud and my water bottle fell out, and now it is covered with mud. So I guess I'm not gonna drink any water until the next water source where I can wash all that mud off, because that is not clean mud. This is a really random spot, but it's supposed to be a water cache. Really not sure why it's all fenced in, because it's not like a spring or anything, but let's see. Yay, there's still water and candy. So today is October 4th, so it looks like there's some people I might catch in Colorado. Breezy is here on September 16th, Walkie Talkie on the 17th, Goldfish on the 18th. Boomerang, he's from Germany. He's also doing a calendar year Triple Crown. I can't read what that says, but yeah, definitely not nearly as many people here. Most people are August. Oh, here's Poles. Remember Poles? I was hiking with him on the AT. Finished the AT together. Yeah, a lot more people here through August. This is really fun. The log from 2018 is still here, so there's Groucho. We met him and went into Leadville, and now he runs the Leadville southbound trail days in there. And here's Flyby. 10 by 10, 20 by 2, 30 by 6. So, you know, I hiked with Flyby for 1,900 miles, and then here's my entry. I said I'm really excited to get to Rollins for the Thai buffet. Here's Didgeridoo and Hot Legs. We met them in Colorado and hiked the rest of the trail with them. T-Rex and the Graduate. I think this is when they were doing their calendar year Triple Crown in 2018. So this is really cool to see the history. So Flyby's comment, it's kind of funny, you know, 10 by 10, 20 by 2, 30 by 6 like miles by time. And when I was hiking with her in 2018, this was her second through hike. She had done the PCT, then she would go on to do the AT in under 90 days, and then she set the Colorado Trail fastest known time in like 10 days for that 486 mile trail, and then she did the long trail, set the fastest known time there as well, something like 4 days. So she was a very fast hiker, and it would always be, she'd be at camp set up, and then I would get there an hour or two afterwards in the dark and then get to camp. And that was the rhythm of the days for us during the CDT. This kind of reminds me of Tatooine in Star Wars. I don't know. So if it wasn't for that water cache, this pond would have been my water source. Water sources are getting pretty thin through here, but this looks pretty all right. So many cows. It's a dead cow by the water source. Ooh, wild horses. Wild horses are actually a big problem out west because they're not native to this continent, and from my understanding, the way they eat, they pull up the grass instead of tearing it, so they pull up out of the vegetation from the roots and are pretty destructive to the environment. So very big issue, but because, you know, they're horses, people don't like to kill horses. Yeah, it's interesting to learn about all these different dynamics and how predators, wolves and bears and all that, are actually super beneficial to the environment because they keep the deer and elk and horses and things like that in check. Pretty sandy stretch. Got a bunch of freaking sand in the socks. This road walk just been this straight road for about 18 miles, but all in all, I don't know, you move fast, so that feels nice. covering 3.5, 4 miles an hour. And it's very easy. But yeah, if you had to do this for months at a time, God, that would be so boring. I'll get 8 more miles to the next water and then I'll camp somewhere around there. CDT follows this highway for a couple miles. Here's the spring, or yeah, dead mice down in there. So, that one, this one. Doesn't look like anything dead in there. Almost into Rollins. So many roads. Town deer. So a lot of ups and downs on trail. This last stretch through southern Wyoming, just not very inspiring. And then being here, let me show you my room. Put me in a room with 3 beds for whatever reason. Just being in these little motels are never, yeah, I don't know. They just always, you kind of get into a lull, but just got to keep moving. Always feel better whenever I leave town and get out of here. And then Colorado should be a little more interesting. And then you're so close to the end, you just gotta go and finish it out. This road walk I'm on south of Rollins, it's one of the longer paved road walks on the CDT. There's another, this one's about 40 miles. There's another one south of Grants, New Mexico, and then around Lordsburg down there to the border, some longer walks. But yeah, most people take the road here because the CDT kind of makes a big loop to the west, and a lot of it is kind of cross country, not really any trail. It's not a lot of water. So yeah, it's a much more direct, quicker route. Not as bad this time of year, but man, people coming through in August, it would be so hot to be out here middle of the day. I've done 20 something of it, and I'll just keep going tonight. Kind of limited by water, so I gotta just keep going until I find some water. But roads are very easy to navigate when it gets dark, and it's gonna be almost a full moon. Finally getting off the road. Follow this dirt road up into the mountains. And then Colorado is about 30 miles. Full moon tonight. It's nice to be back in the mountains. I am camped out in a bathroom right now on this Highway 70 in Wyoming. It goes into encampment. Pretty cold night. It's going to be dropping below freezing, and this bathroom is kind of the perfect size. And yeah, it's much warmer, probably 20 degrees warmer in here than it is outside. No wind, and it's reasonably clean, so I'm gonna sleep in here tonight. A rice pasta side and a packet of Spam for dinner. This was home last night. There's Colorado. I'm about 10 miles from the border now. The colors are amazing right now. This is the Colorado and Wyoming border. Here's the license plates and all that. Yeah, Colorado is going to be the last tough piece of this trail. It's probably the most challenging piece of any of the Triple Crown trails because it's got comparable gain and loss to the Appalachian Trail, but you're at 10 to 14,000 feet the whole time, so much more difficult in terms of elevation and kind of weather, and especially this time of year. This is October 9th. Weather's still holding out, but this is the time of year where you can get a snowstorm or freezing rain pretty much any day, so just have to really watch the weather. This northern section of Colorado, it's all old dirt roads, 2 tracks. It's not very interesting. And clouds are starting to look dark. It's been wind, so probably a low pressure system pushing in. Forecast didn't call for rain, but that was 3 or 4 days ago that I checked. Hopefully holds off. I guess if anything does come down, it'll be hail and snow, but hopefully holds off. Got 1 day and I'll be in Steamboat Springs. A lot of this is really rocky, and it's not great tread, so going downhill sometimes takes almost as long as it takes to go uphill. Rain is definitely coming in today.